What is up, YouTube? It is Matt back with another crypto video. Today I will be dissecting this video out of NBC the other day, where Tom Lee does a fantastic job of pointing out the correlation between how the stock market is performing and the price of Bitcoin, followed by a very exciting article about the Bank of America and its investments in cryptocurrency, ending with this article on Ripple's XRP, Tron TRX, and Cardano's ADA, and why they might be the top 3 promising crypto investments of 2018. So before we jump into this today, a friendly reminder that this coming Saturday, 6 days from now, my video posted on Saturday will have a random commenter chosen as the winner of $10 worth of Bitcoin. And as another reminder, if you enjoy this video, hit subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications when I post a video, like it, leave a comment. Even if you don't like it, leave a comment. Any publicity is good publicity in my book. So this first point we're going through here, Tom Lee and his Bitcoin's leading indicator to its performance. The orange line here is the MSCI Emerging Markets Index versus the S&P 500. The blue line here is the price of Bitcoin. So as you can clearly see through all of last year, as the stock markets rallied and continued to perform well through the year, the price of Bitcoin continued to increase almost right alongside it. And when it hit a peak here is when we saw the peak of Bitcoin hitting that $20,000 mark. So as the stock markets kind of fell off and declined, that's when we saw the decline of the price of Bitcoin. And Tom does a great job here pointing out 2 reasons as to why that was the case. Reason 1 was the hedge funds. They when the stock markets start performing bad, they switch to a risk-off method. And if you're unfamiliar with the risk-on, risk-off form of investment, I got that definition for you here. So risk-on, risk-off investing describes a process where investors move to riskier or potentially higher yielding investments and then back again to supposedly lower yielding investments which are perceived to have a lower risk. So when the stock markets are performing well, they move to a high risk method, which would be investing in something like Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. And when the stock market is performing bad, they turn that risk off and only invest in stocks that are perceived to be less risky. And certainly the cryptocurrency world today is very volatile and thus very risky. His second point was the wealth effect and how its effect on the network effect. So as the overall wealth decreases as the stock market declines, so does the ability to afford Bitcoin, and thus less people are investing in it as they cannot afford it, which correlates to its decrease in price over the year. So at the end of this video, he's asked the question if he believes that Bitcoin could reach the $20,000 mark again by the end of this year. He basically says yes, and points the fact out that in last November, Bitcoin was only priced around $6,000, and by the end of the year, it was hitting that $20,000 mark that we saw and got everybody all excited. So again, like Bitcoin this year is still around that $6,000 mark. So that brings the question as to how the stock market is performing and how that might affect the price of Bitcoin. If you look at news articles the past couple of days about the stock market, it's very positive. Stock market indexes close at record profits and defy the turmoil. This article, billions pour in while records wait to be smashed. This article, August was supposed to be a miserable month for stocks, but so far gains have punished the bears. And certainly that is positive news, and it would be wonderful if we can see days like today soon be behind us as the stock market continues to rally and enter a bear market. We might very well see the same thing for Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin enters another bear rally, then same as last year, it's going to carry up everything behind it and increase everything behind it in value as it increases. And again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. If you're interested in these topics, please do your own research before you make any investment. And if you do invest, please only invest expendable income. So to this next article, the Bank of America files for cryptocurrency storage patent. The Bank of America is the second largest U.S. bank by total assets, has filed a patent with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, which was published on August 23rd, 3 days ago. This development is comparable to patents awarded to or applied by several multinational corporations such as IBM, Wells Fargo, and Intuit. So certainly, before we get into it, I would like to point out that these major financial institutions are investing heavy into cryptocurrency, which kind of calms my nerves about the upcoming decisions by the SEC. You know, if these banks and other companies are investing heavy into cryptocurrency, you can kind of guarantee that it's going to be there in the future, and it's going to be successful. So the Bank of America's push into crypto, filed last April, the patent titled Blockchain Encryption Tags details a system that identifies the first entered data values to a block, subsequently denoting a creator tag to such data sets and assigning them to a blockchain on a first processed basis. The patent indicates its application function as recording and storing digital transactions mainly for enterprises and large-scale businesses. It also details a data security mechanism for blockchain networks by linking encrypted data units for specific blockchain. Unlike most blockchain patents that focus on a sophisticated software process, Bank of America's patent calls for a hardware processor that encrypts all data before being validated on a block. Interestingly, the system is a reproduced version of a cryptocurrency patent filed in 2014 by James Ronca titled the Cryptocurrency Online Vault Storage System. So this could very well be the bankinization of cryptocurrencies. Bank of America has acknowledged that the use of cryptocurrencies among enterprises is steadily increasing, and corporations may soon desire to store cryptocurrencies safely, and not just big business, but the general public as well. As this becomes mass adopted, we're going to need a place to store our cryptocurrency safely. So in this regard, it is impractical to safekeep hundreds of thousands of individual wallets containing digital assets from an equivalent number of customers. Instead, the patent mechanism allows the bank to store all client assets in a single vault, courtesy of the point of entry data encryption. Perhaps the most voiced issue in a cryptocurrency transaction, customers and retailers remain unaware of transactions unless they are confirmed on the network. This could take several minutes in the case of Bitcoin. However, Bank of America's patent includes a messaging application that notifies users of a payment success or unsuccess by calculating the validations from a number of miners and comparing it with a prerequisite minimum of validations. If all conditions are met, the parties are notified. If not, they are notified of an unsuccessful transaction result. And certainly that would be big news for Bitcoin, where one of its biggest downfalls is the speed of transactions. If Bank of America's patent could increase the speed even before they release their supposed Lightning Network, that would be a great thing for Bitcoin, making it more usable as a currency in the real world. But certainly this messaging app, if it were used on the xRapid system, it would make transactions essentially instant. So it's real-time payment settlements. The device also features cryptocurrency exchange rates that allow the conversion of fiat to crypto or crypto to crypto in real time, mitigating the risk of enterprises losing fiat value on cryptocurrencies due to the asset class inherent price volatility. And that would be huge. I mean, that would see more businesses more willing to accept cryptocurrency if they could exchange it for fiat instantly and not have any risk at all of losing out on money if that particular crypto that they paid with lost value over the next hour or so. So the fact that they could convert a crypto purchase into fiat instantly is definitely going to help in the mass adoption of cryptocurrency. So what's more, a cryptocurrency credit embodiment, which allows enterprises to credit the accounts of customers who wish to fulfill a transaction but does not possess the necessary funds at the time of payment. So, I mean, they're making a cryptocurrency credit card. The system also features a risk profile score of every user, collated by tracking their crypto payments, repayments, and transactions. So certainly that's very exciting news for anyone invested in cryptocurrency. When you see these financial institutions starting to build this type of technology, it's definitely encouraging for anyone invested into cryptocurrency. And especially if we can see another rally like we saw at the end of last year, it would be very exciting indeed. So I will end this with this last article here. I'm not going to read this entire thing for time purposes. I don't want to make a 20-minute video that no one will watch. So these are, I'll provide the link in the article too so you can read it yourself. But these are the top 3 promising crypto investments of 2018. I like how they started it off with Tron TRX because I personally believe it has a very, very bright future indeed. But again, this is not financial advice. So Tron, it would be safe to say that Tron has had the busiest 2018 among all the altcoins. That started with the testnet launch, a move that was followed by the later migration of the tokens from the Ethereum protocol to its very own blockchain. Shortly after, it continued with a launch of the testnet of the Tron virtual machine, the announcement of the super representative elections, and the most recent acquisition of BitTorrent, an initiative that is currently assisting in the creation of a project called Atlas. Most recently, Tron includes the coin being listed on Lines Exchange, Bitbox, as well as the Bitcoin Superstore, which allows its holders to purchase goods from over 200,000 online shops. The CEO of the company, Justin Sun, seems to play a very active role in the deployment of the strategies and the communication with the community. The company's ultimate goal is to lead to the decentralization of the internet and to revolutionize the entertainment industry. And certainly, I'm a big fan of Tron and a big fan of everything they aim to do. Their CEO, Justin Sun, has certainly been on top of his game, getting marketing out there, getting his coin accepted into all these different exchanges and the Bitcoin Superstore, getting it out there for real-world use. And that definitely is exciting to me, the fact that we can use these currencies in the real world. You know, there's a lot on the market out there that simply don't have a real-world use at the time, and I think ultimately they will fail and fall to these other coins that, like Tron, that have a real-world use. So that will wrap up this video. Again, if you enjoy it, subscribe, hit the share button, leave a comment, and I will see you guys later.